What's going on, people? Mr. Anti-Lock here, back with the epicness that is Shokugeki no Soma, chapter 111, entitled Full Course Meal. Have to say, this chapter is total nostalgia for me. We start off with Shinomaya thanking everybody for their interior decorator work and preparing everybody for the trial opening of this new restaurant, Shino's Tokyo. We finally get introduced to the girls who had the foodgasm, and we learn their positions. We have Kotuda, which is Shino Tokyo's head hostess. Lucy Amade, who is Shino's Tokyo's head boucher chef. For all those who don't know what boucher means, it means the butcher. So she's in charge of preparing all of the meats, all of the fish. She's going to fillet the fish, take out the bones, and, prepare the cuts of meat. That's her job. Very interesting for such a short, cute little girl to have that job. But this is the cooking industry. You never know who has what job. Shinomaya is preparing everybody, saying that, even though this is the trial period, at the end of this trial period, reporters are going to come through, which means that's what creates the buzz of this restaurant. So everything has to go perfectly. The man said it himself. Even if there's a slip up, the rumors will spread like wildfire. Not only does this man have a restaurant in France that he's working on getting his third star, this is a brand new opening, so that shit could shatter his career. Another cool thing about this chapter, Shinomaya was like, we'll observe the customers' reactions and make changes as necessary. On the final day of the trial period, we'll even have a little menu design contest amongst the employees. That's awesome, which means if everything goes successful, everybody actually gets to put their input into this restaurant. And Soma, he's like, can I participate in this contest too? And Shinomaya's like, doesn't matter how long your stint is here, yes, you can participate in this contest. What Soma doesn't understand is that he's really not a part of the kitchen brigade. He will painfully realize that later on in this chapter, but I'll get to that. What's crazy is you got Shinomaya's sous chef Abel sitting in the cut, just looking at Soma like, this kid has no idea what he's getting into. What I love a lot about this chapter was that you got to see two sides of Shinomaya. You got to see Shinomaya, who's the chef, and you got to see a laid-back, relaxed Shinomaya. And I really enjoyed that about this chapter. Then we get into the heart of this chapter. Right before the opening, Lucy runs up to Soma and she's like, Bonjour, Yakahira. Did you finish the job I gave you? And he's like, yeah. He doesn't know. It's legit technique oriented down to the letter. Soma gets a glimpse of the menu to see what's on this trial run menu, and he has it in his mind how he's gonna handle this. Hors d'oeuvre, appetizer, soup, fish, main entree, cheese plate, and dessert. I've heard this at a lecture at Tutsuki Academy and from people at the dorm, but I've never really quite experienced it. Oh, just wait, my dude, just wait. So the dinner service begins. Lucy puts her hands together in prayer like, please God watch over me. Everybody's like getting their pre-game face on and shit's about to get real. And Shinomaya comes in, the dark Shinomaya that we all know and love. Time to get started. We chef! And it says, yes, head chef. We doesn't mean head chef or anything like that. We just means yes. Yes, OUI is we. Once everybody gets to their positions, Soma doesn't even realize how fast the service is going to go. He tries to compare it to his restaurant, Yakahira, and he tries to compare it to the restaurant he just came from. French cuisine is a total different game. Everything is technique oriented, which is showcased in this chapter. You have to finely dice everything for every order. It's not like you prepare a bunch of this crap, it sits in a thing, and then you just sprinkle it on everything. No, everything is prepared fresh for every order. So I have my appetizer coming in for this table, and then the main course coming in for this table. So I have to prepare everything for the appetizer, and then have the main course going as well. So it can be difficult, as showcased in this chapter. It got to the point where Soma fell behind, and Abel had to step in. Because Shinomai was like, this is opening night, you better get that shit under control. Get that shit under control. But what I love about it, and what makes a good cook, and what makes a cook transition into a great chef, is not giving up. Soma got moved off his position in the kitchen, but quickly came back and was like, I am ready for my position again, and stepped right in. Everybody in the kitchen recognized that Soma is going to be something great. Yes, page 10, Manga B translation, we did get a mini foodgasm. Wasn't as over the top as it usually is, but we got the feel of the magician of legumes cooking. I loved it. Mirepoix. God, it's just like yesterday when I heard my French chef screaming that shit at me. Where's the mirepoix? That shit when Lucy said that shit to Soma just brought back so many memories. And I said this, Soma needed to be taken down a notch and learn his technique. And I think this is going to be the foundations of Soma learning his technique. One of the best parts of the chapter was when Abel sat down and told him, I'll be assisting table 1. Move over. And then you get this flashback where he says, yes, never mind helping Mr. Abel. I'm making more trouble for him. In the past, if your work fell behind, you could make up for it on your own. But here, if I fall behind, it affects everyone working on that full course meal. That's real shit, people. Like, there are plenty of times where one person makes a mistake and it sets everybody back, and it sets all of the tables back, and everything comes out late. You ever been to a restaurant and you're sitting at a table and you're like, damn, why is my food taking so long? It's because something happened in the back that they either had to address or they had to fix. So next time you're eating at a restaurant and your food takes a little bit longer to come out, but you still enjoy it, just give thanks to the people who go back there and cook it. It's not as easy as you may think it is. Going back to what sous chef Abel says, or head chef of Shinomiya's Tokyo, he says, let me say this first. I have not recognized you as one of the teammates yet. We don't need someone who prevents the kitchen from working smoothly. I am senior chef, and I am responsible for everyone's work. Don't think that you can just push your way into the core brigade. And right away, Soma understood that. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll go back to my spot. And that's when everybody in the kitchen sort of drive in Soma's eyes, and he just fucking put that tunnel vision on and went straight to work. Soma's like a machine, and that's one thing that I love about his character. You can knock Soma down, but he'll always get back up. And when he gets back up, it'll be a lot stronger than it was. Overall, this chapter of Shokugeki no Soma was solid. Great terminology, great nostalgia for me personally. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe. Like this video, just because I knew a few French words. Comment, let me hear your thoughts on the chapter. Peace. Say goodbye.